Ladies and gentlemen, if you followed the channel, you would know that over the past week, I've kind of taken a week off, and the reason for that is there wasn't a lot of news regarding Modern Warfare 2, and that is what we've been focusing on the channel lately. So I took a week off, but we're coming back big this week with a bunch of different things regarding the new game, regarding leaks, and with this one, regarding the story. Now, as far as the story goes in Modern Warfare 2, we've had some inklings as to who the characters are going to be. They give us some background on some of the bad guys in the game, but that's what I wanted to dive into more, because I think that there is a big secret happening with Modern Warfare 2 that nobody has talked about, and it all revolves around a couple of characters from Modern Warfare 2019. Two characters, that is. And if you know who they are already, you probably saw the thumbnail. But essentially, for me to explain this, we kind of have to dive into the backstories of both characters, bring them together, and discuss how they work into Modern Warfare 2. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's start out with the character by the name of Khaled Al-Asad.
East and West rebuilt Verdansk after the Cold War.
AQ didn't like that cooperation. Now they've got armor, heavy weapons.
Terrorists with tanks.
Who's at the helm?
Someone new.
Nice hit. What's his name?
We don't know, but he's got friends in high places.
So first off, this is not the first we heard about Khaled Al-Asad back in Call of Duty 4 way back in the day. He was in there as well, but we're going to focus on this game to start out. Because after the end of Modern Warfare 2019, he was introduced as the leader of Al-Qatala, which is of course the terrorist force within Modern Warfare 2019, and specifically once Warzone came out. Now, he was a character that we saw very much so in early seasons of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. However, within Spec Ops is actually where we really found out who he was.
Our presence in the region is the only line of defense preventing Z and the new AQ boss from pushing through to Urzikstan.
This unknown leader is now calling his army Al-Qatala, Al-Jadid. It's a new killers.
These new killers are calling him the Immortal Lion, or Khaled Al-Asad.
So a couple of takeaways there. The first thing that you need to know is that Khaled Al-Asad is working alongside the Zakhaevs as his weapon supplier. He's the terrorist organization, they're the weapon supplier, and you can kind of see how that teamwork actually works. Now, aside from that, his name of Khaled Al-Asad translates to the Immortal Lion. This will come into play in a little bit when we look at Hadir's backstory. Speaking of which, as far as Hadir's backstory goes, we are going to fast forward through this really quick. What you need to know about Hadir is he is Farah Karim's brother. They grew up in Urzikstan, and eventually the two of them worked together to lead the Urzikstan Liberation Force, or the militia working against Al-Qatala. He ends up taking things a little bit far and stealing some gas from the Russians, at which point he uses it and becomes a war criminal. By the end of the game, he is then captured by Gaz and Captain Price and taken into Russian custody. Now, where the story ends with the campaign, it picks up right after, and we hear a very brief statement about Hadir.
Russia disowned Barkov.
Well, they didn't have much choice, did they? He's dead.
You took a big bite out of that problem, John.
For now. We're left unchecked.
It won't be. General Shepard pulled the files you asked for. What exactly is this about?
A task force.
We already have loose ends.
Then I will tie them.
I can fund assets, not outlaws.
Enjoy the tea, then.
Zakhaev wants Barkov's throne.
I almost buried him in Pripyat with Macmillan.
That was the father. This is the son, Victor.
Lovely family.
They're big fans of Hadir's.
Well, that would explain why he's still alive.
They're gonna get him out.
Then give me what I need.
So in this cutscene, we find out about the Zakhaevs coming back, going into Verdansk, so on and so forth, but they talk about Russia a little bit, and specifically Hadir. They say that the Zakhaevs are big fans of Hadir's. In other words, they're going to get him out of jail, and therefore probably, most likely, work together. Now, before we dive into the rest of the story of Khaled Al-Asad, I want to first show you something that we were told about Hadir, specifically what his father called him.
Hadir took the high ground for us. My father called Hadir Shabal, his little lion.
What happened to him?
He died, fighting.
So growing up, Hadir was known as the Little Lion. Now, the obvious next step, if he was to become a war criminal, would obviously be the name of the Immortal Lion. aka Khaled Al-Asad. So far for the evidence, we have the Zakhaev's interest in Hadir at the end of the campaign to work together with him. After this, we also have the name of the Immortal Lion, but to understand what happens next with Khaled Al-Asad, we have to first look at what happened to the Zakhaevs, and this one's pretty straightforward. It's what happened in the very last cutscene in Warzone.
I started a war. Killing me won't stop it.
Oh, I won't kill you. But the fool will.
All stations.
So what Viktor Zakhaev says there is that he started a war and killing him won't stop it. Now, throughout the seasons within Warzone, we never really got to see much more of Khaled Al-Asad, except for in one of the pieces of intel. We found out that Khaled Al-Asad actually escaped Verdansk via a train, which we assume is going to somewhere like Urzikstan. After this, we never heard from Khaled Al-Asad or heard his name spoken for the rest of the time within Warzone. This is where Modern Warfare 2 comes in.
We got a hit on Hassan.
We can't take him in Iran.
He's not in Iran.
So in the trailer for Modern Warfare 2, we hear about someone by the name of General Hassan, who we hear is one of the higher-ups within, you guessed it, Al-Qatala. Now, it's not like Call of Duty to just go and reveal the main bad guy within the very first trailer. So I'm willing to bet that General Hassan isn't necessarily the leader of Al-Qatala, but rather Khaled Al-Asad is. Now, on top of this, when I got to see a little bit of Modern Warfare early, I heard about a mission called Wet Work. Now, in this mission, Price and Gaz go stealthily to find out who is supplying Al-Qatala with weapons in Amsterdam. They end up finding out it's a Mexican cartel, but why do we know that Al-Qatala needs a weapons dealer other than the fact that the Zakhaevs were killed and their weapons were shut off to them? So once again, tying into that story from Warzone, we now have more information which would once again tie in him himself, Khaled Al-Asad. So basically what I'm saying is I think in one way or another, Khaled Al-Asad will come into the picture within the campaign, and if not then within Warzone 2, and be one of the main bad guys, and it'll be revealed that he is none other than Hadir. Just to wrap up the evidence, we were introduced to this mysterious bad guy with connections to the Zakhaev. Similarly, Hadir also had connections with the Zakhaevs as well, which were introduced at the end of the campaign, with the name of the Immortal Lion, aka Hadir being the Little Lion as a child, with the name crossover making a lot of sense. We also have Al-Qatala being introduced within Modern Warfare 2, needing a weapons dealer because, well, the Zakhaevs were dead. So yes, this is a prediction and there is no solid evidence as of yet to support that this is going to happen, but to my best guess, this is a pretty realistic situation for what could be happening with Al-Qatala inside Modern Warfare 2. So if you have any other theories, you like mine, you have anything to add to it, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, always appreciate it if you hit that like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the